As everything remains shrouded in the early morning mist, the vast oat fields stir gently awake. Each lingering dewdrop is the essence of heaven and earth, painstakingly nourishing every tiny seed. Diligent and patient, these mud-stained hands have been bound for a lifetime to every breath of the harvest. Then the harvest day arrives. The giant machinery rumbles to life, shattering the stillness of the air. The clean cuts signal the end of one life cycle in the fields, only to begin a new journey. Oat grains fly through the air, shedding their stalks to carry away the full nutrition of the bran layer. A golden rain pours down, carrying with it the sweat and hopes of the farmer. The coarse sensation flowing through the fingers, that is the result of months spent under the sun and wind. Leaving the barren motherland behind, trucks carrying the sun's jewels begin to roll. The next destination is a completely different world. A place of discipline, temperature, and absolute precision. Behind these steel doors, the transformation of the oat grain officially begins. Tons of raw materials pour heavily into the receiving pit, carrying the earthy scent of the fields. In the misty haze of the factory, a ray of sunlight pierces through, as if illuminating each rough gem. No step is redundant. Every spill is gathered with care and reverence. Cold bucket elevators silently lift the oats high into the air, delivering them deep into the storage silos. Before becoming a perfect meal, they must pass through rigorous purification tests. The clattering sound of stones and grit being removed is the sound of purity gradually taking shape. Each layer of sifting screens grows smaller and stricter, retaining only the finest essence. Giant exhaust fans run tirelessly, acting as the lungs of the entire factory. An artificial storm blows away empty husks, straw, and fine dust, leaving only the solid, plump grains. The workers' hands catch the first batch, nodding in satisfaction at the perfect, polished cleanliness. These towering centrifugal towers are where the most necessary separation takes place. A high-speed rotation slicing through the air allows for no delay. The oat grains strike the rubber walls forcefully, with just enough power to break the protective armor. The hulls crack open, revealing the pristine ivory-colored oat groats for the first time. The mixture pours down, carrying the hulls that have fulfilled their mission of protection. Vacuum suction pulls the entire layer of weightless hulls high above, forming small whirlwinds that bid farewell to the grain to enter the recycling cycle. The heavier oat groats, packed with nutrients, fall peacefully onto the next conveyor. Despite a few small scratches from the impact, it is a testament to a powerful transformation. They dance rhythmically on the vibrating steel surface, in harmony like an invisible anthem. Laser eyes scan millions of grains per second, leaving no flaw unnoticed. A high-pressure air jet, precise to the millimeter, resolutely rejects any grain that fails to meet the standard. Under the warm yellow light, quality is once again verified by human eyes and touch. But the oat groats still carry the scent of raw starch. They need to be awakened. The temperature rises gradually. Giant kilns begin to radiate intense heat deep inside. Blue flames dance, silently withdrawing excess moisture while locking in the natural flavor. The radiating heat carries a characteristic nutty aroma that begins to permeate the space. Under the enveloping heat, the ivory coat turns to a pale golden hue, shining like diluted honey. The warm breeze glides slowly over, comforting each grain brimming with rustic vitality. Emerging from the kiln, the flow of oats is like a brilliant and captivating stream of lava. A thin veil of smoke still lingers on each tiny, scorching grain. The worker's hand reaches out to catch them, feeling the miraculous change of nature through human intervention. They need a moment to cool down, stabilizing their structure before facing the greatest challenge. Every gear continues to turn silently, ready to clear the way for the next vital stage. To change shape without shattering, the oat grain requires a certain suppleness. High-pressure steam jets erupt, blanketing a corner of the workshop in white. Thousands of oat grains enter the steaming chamber, receiving a hot, artificial rainfall. They soak up the steam. The surface becomes plump, glossy, and full of life. The temperature difference creates water droplets condensing on the cold steel walls. The grains are no longer brittle. The starch within has been activated to become resilient. A wet, steaming torrent moves slowly through the screw conveyor system. Passing through the hazy mist, workers quietly keep the heart of the factory beating steadily. With just a slight squeeze, the elastic softness at the fingertips confirms everything is ready. Here it is, the giant rolling machine, the place that creates the familiar shape we see every day. Steel rollers weighing tons spin together, carrying an unstoppable force. The hot, flexible flow of oats pours into that uncompromising narrow gap. In an instant, the massive pressure grinds through, turning round grains into thin flakes. The life within the grain bursts forth. The starch layers are stretched out, creating beautiful patterns. Like a winter snowfall, millions of oat flakes tumble down onto the conveyor belt. They do not crumble thanks to the previous steaming process, retaining every bit of nutrition. Every wrinkle and tiny tear on the flake's edge is a mark of original mechanical impact. A scraper wipes across the steel shaft, clearing what remains to welcome the next cycle. The conveyor carries these hot, wet snowflakes forward without a second's pause. Careful hands smooth the flow, spreading them out as if tending to a work of art. The journey is nearly over. The oats enter the glowing red infrared drying tunnel. The light evaporates bit by bit, the water used to soften the grains earlier. The surface turns from glossy wet to dry and slightly matte, capable of being stored for months. The conveyor shifts direction, pouring the hot flakes into the final cooling system. The cold air blows them up, like rustling autumn leaves in the wind. Light and dry, the oat flakes land slowly, carrying their most perfect form. One last sifting to remove fine dust, ensuring refinement for the user. The cascade of oats pours into the stainless steel hopper, glistening like gold under the bright lights. The quality inspector's small shovel scoops up one final sample. Each flake is scrutinized. There is no compromise on quality, even for the smallest detail. The giant packaging roll spins, preparing to clothe the country gems in a new coat. The dosing machine, precise to the gram, opens its lid and pours. A pleasant rustling sound echoes as the oats fill the bottom of the bag. The heat sealer strikes forcefully, sealing the packaging tight, locking the rustic flavor inside. The sharp blade drops, separating each independent product pouch. The plump bags of oats flow rhythmically, shedding the coarse coat of yesterday. A robotic arm precisely picks up each bag and places it carefully into the carton. The expiration date is printed in a flash, marking the milestone for consumer readiness. Swift and skillful, workers' hands fold the carton lids and tape them shut. A gentle pat on the lid, a farewell, and also a sense of pride in the labor's fruit. Forklifts move the goods into the quiet warehouse, preparing for long journeys. Behind them, the factory still rumbles with the sound of machinery. Pressure continues to build. Signal lights still blink diligently. The flow of oats still pours forth unceasingly. Shovels still ring with a familiar friction. The hazy bran dust still lingers under the lights. The conveyor belt continues to roll infinitely. Mechanical rhythms blend into the heartbeat of diligence, a cycle that never stops, to bring life from nature to every corner of the world. There is no glamour, only the honesty of steel and wheat. Those hands still move swiftly, coordinating rhythmically, invisible yet great. Every gear that turns is a silent effort for a perfect beginning. As the morning sun shines through the kitchen window, the journey finds its final destination. From the familiar glass jar, a rustic spoonful of oats is scooped out. It falls into a pot of gently simmering water, soft and peaceful. Absorbing water and blooming once again, the oats release a smooth, sweet starch. A slow stir releases the scent of the fields, the sun, the wind, and the fiery kilns. A splash of fresh milk blends in, highlighting the natural creaminess. A few berries are dotted like a vibrant summer painting, and droplets of glistening honey close a masterpiece of nutrition. The warm bowl of oatmeal sits quietly on the wooden table, thin smoke rising in the morning sunlight. A small spoonful is lifted, carrying the purest life. In that moment, there seems to be the shadow of mud-stained hands in the field, the echo of giant steel rollers crushing the rough husks. The spoon is set down, leaving a warm, comforting feeling in the stomach. Looking out the window, the fields swaying in the wind continue their 1,000-year cycle. A small meal, yet containing within the full greatness of heaven, earth,